Greetings and welcome back to the weekly news roundup. I always forget something, right? This time I forget to put the comments into the comment block inside of OBS, but of all of these errors I make, that's the easiest because, yeah, that's done. That's easy. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful end to your week. My other cat apparently is downstairs screaming out the window. If she doesn't stop soon, I'm going to go down and shut her up. So, yeah, she's kind of driving me crazy. So it's just like this low, constant, it's like, it's so annoying. It's like, shut up, cat. It's got to be like a squirrel or something outside the window or something she's looking at. I don't know. Or in the other neighborhood, cat showed up. I don't know. Anyway, Lizard LTD will not be able to make the stream. No! What will we be talking about? Well, you can always check the link in the description and go over to switchedtolinux.com and you can see what all we are going to be talking about. Sanjoro, greetings to you. How are you doing? Let's see. What's happened has now been verified. YouTube is now utilizing bait and switch to force commercials at us, which must be preloaded in order to get actual videos URL. Ad blockers don't stand. Yeah, I have noticed Brave does not seem to block ads, but I'm not sure Brave has ever actually blocked ads as I've used Brave. Not well anyway, and so I'm wondering if uBlock would do better. I don't know. And apparently the baby has been masked over at Jeffrey's house. Okay, that's, yeah, we should always put face coverings over our babies. That sounds good. Are you guys noticing the weird trend where I'm going in the stores and I'm noticing more and more parents not wearing any kufi catchers, but their children are? And some of these people I'm hearing, it's not like the crazy parents, it's the schools have indoctrinated the kids into thinking that they're all gonna, fall over and die if they take the kufi catchers off. And I'm not sure which it is because I haven't stopped to talk to any of these people. It's kind of bad etiquette to stop and talk to an 8-year-old if you pass them in Lowe's, but an observation. I've seen that several times this week. Hello, Troy. Greetings, Jeffries. Back there again. She did this to it because of the browser question last night. Don't get the correction. Wait. Okay. George, hello there. Your mom says meow. How's it going there? The kitty knows when enough is enough. Yes, got a bit of a utility situation here. Watching this from my phone, charge the PC locations. The MX Linux installation has been delayed a bit. Interesting. It's the kitty cam. That's right. It is indeed the kitty cam. Hello, Moonbase Alpha Grays. How's it going there? Keegan, good to see you. Ribbit. Is there a frog over there? Is that a frog in your throat? Or are you happy to see me? Get a pet river otter. What? What's a pet river otter? I don't. Oh, a pet river otter. No, I don't. I have a shocking lack of water inside the house. I just don't think he'd like it. George has YouTube Premium. All right. You must be the one. Right. Electric meter went out and got fixed, but had extenuous utility usage this week. Had to turn off the electricity to curb energy costs. Really? That's interesting. Well, stop mining crypto. You'll be showing up in our Sillyville articles this week, I'm telling you. Or you know what? You can always just get some solar. Get some solar with some lithium batteries, and you'd be pretty good. Casey says, really enjoyed the live streams. Well, thank you. I enjoy doing the live streams. Brave is blocking ads on YouTube here in Vietnam. It's the only browser I can block ads with. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, we probably about, 3 weeks ago, Brave stopped blocking ads on YouTube. But as it was blocking ads before, it would still kind of show up the ad and then it would go blank. Whereas uBlock Origin, you never saw anything at all. So, interesting. Getting a new PC for Christmas from my dad. First PC I ever had that's not pre-built. Very cool. Mitchell, hello to you. Mirora, how's it going there? I wonder if identifying oneself as a fully Fauci ouchied would allow one to enter stores without it. Well, here we're starting to see some stores are like some stores are saying, well, if you've had the Ouchie, you can come in without a kufi catcher. But if you haven't had the Fauci Ouchie, you're supposed to wear the kufi catcher. However, most stores have just given up and said, this is nonsense. We're not even bothering. And if you actually been paying attention to the news this week and see all the email leaks, you know all this is nonsense anyway. And so I wouldn't worry about it one way or the other. Amazon actually, they actually pulled all their signs, even from downtown State College, which still actually has a mandate in effect. I think it's the only place locally now that has it in effect that the police can still issue fines for not wearing a kufi catcher. Amazon took down their signs. They're like, we're done. We're done. Good luck suing Amazon, little tiny borough of State College. So I think that's kind of where they got to. Like, all right. Anyway, Dad mines some Ethereum. There you go. Miura also has YouTube Premium. All right. Let's see. Just walk to the store with no kufi catcher, like half the population. Yeah, I mean, I haven't worn one yet. So the only time I go downtown where they still have those mandates in effect is to pick up something from the Amazon store. And I just, did one of these for a little bit. And then after a while, they stopped caring. The post office is down there, and they don't seem to care anymore either. So they still have their sign up. I don't know. Whatever that happens to be worth. Anyway. Laptop will be used a lot more now, with feeling that Arch may be going away soon due to issues with utilities. Like, what do you mean? Like issues with utilities, like your power utilities using too much power? Interesting. I'll just use YouTube Advanced. All right. We have French vanilla today. French vanilla tea. Very good. Well, let's go ahead and get started in on the news articles, and we'll probably wrap up early. And I think it's maybe a typical day, but I am beginning the final stretch of the super secret project. And if I accomplish tomorrow what is on my list to accomplish tomorrow, then supporters will have some updates as to what's going on. I actually recorded a video 3 months ago now that will be released. And then probably a week or two after that, 1 or 2 weeks after that, I will release a video to the rest of you guys about what is going on with the super secret project. But I'd like to rush through it because I usually don't work on it after the show's over, but I have to do about 1 more hour of prep work tonight before I get to the big part that marks like the 90-ish percentile done mark tomorrow. And I would like to finish that tomorrow. So there we have it, guys. I'm going to get you guys all like super wound up to figure out what the super secret project is. And I think half of you will really love it and half of you will be like, whatever. See ya, unsubbing, so whatever. Internet outages is possible blackouts. Yeah, Joseph, literally get yourself an MPPT charge controller, a couple of solar panels, and some lithium batteries. That combination, like 200 amp hours of lithium batteries, 400 watts of solar, and an MPP charge controller that's not tied in, you can jump off of that on emergency power, and that can actually run for a long time. As long as you're using lithium, which if you build the lithium ion cells yourself will cost you about $1,500. Of course, they say, like, who has $1,500 laying around? That's a good question. But anyway, you can make it happen. And solar panels are getting cheap. So there you have it. All right, let's go ahead and get started in on our articles here. We got our privacy, and I think this. No. I know what it is. Is it that? There you go. Found it. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Privacy and the Security Edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you'd like to catch the show live. But let's go ahead and get jumping right on into some security news. And this is a very interesting week because the first half of it is actually a little bit maybe good security news. Like some people are starting to wake up to some of this nonsense, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing, guys. This is what we have been shooting for and educating for, so hopefully this means things are coming back. First, 2 laws, Maryland, 2 states, both Maryland and Montana. I have no earthly idea how Maryland keeps on making these logical choices. But Montana, I can understand. They're passing laws to limit the use of DNA searches for criminal investigations. So this goes back to, of course, the one guy that they captured after 30 years of not knowing who he was. Who is he? The guy over in like Sacramento, Golden State Killer, I think he was. And the police are like, hey, let's just take the DNA samples that we have and just run them through like 23andMe. I don't remember if it was 23andMe, but it was one of those like that. And let's see what we get back. and so they get the results back, and it actually leads to a conviction. And so there's definitely a positive trend to this, but the challenge that we have, at least here in America, with the way our laws in our country is supposed to be set up is we're not supposed to be able to do dragnet blanket searching the general population. For better or for worse, crime in America is generally more like okay, let's figure out what happened after it was done, because it starts with the assumption that most people are going to be relatively innocent. That may be a good thing, may be a bad thing, but that's also why we need to defend ourselves. So the idea here is that these states, and maybe some other ones will come down through it, are saying police cannot search DNA databases blanket without having a court order. And in those court orders, they are limiting it to very specific and very serious crimes. I know murder was one of them. I think rape was one of them, and I'm not going to remember the other one off the top of my head. There were only like 3 or 4 crimes in there that required it. Otherwise, the police were not allowed to just send samples in and say, hey, show us who our relatives are. So way to go, Montana and Maryland, for passing such laws. And hopefully that will lead to a trend where people are realizing, hey, let's not send our DNA into random companies on the internet, because that's a little bit on the foolish side. Next one is another Ring one, another police data request. Now Ring will require public requests from police surveillance videos to be public. So basically what this is meaning is, if you go back and remember, now maybe this is just a positive spin, maybe this is all just marketing BS to make everyone feel better, but regardless, they're changing it in that police used to just be able to PM you, or even just carte blanche have access, if you've clicked a certain button, to anything on your feed. Isn't that frightening? It's frightening enough that these cameras are recording and saving all this data anyway. But now if police would like to have data from a camera, they must make the request publicly to the neighborhood. So I didn't see anything that would allow the neighbors to stop such a request, but at least it lets the neighbors know that there is a request out, rather than some behind the scenes. You know, you may not like people running around, but you don't have any cameras. Your neighbor has a Ring camera, and the police get access to your neighbor's Ring camera without you. So there we have it. So that's, at least on its surface, is a good thing. It has to go through the neighbor's app, but still I would recommend not having a Ring camera. Better that the data's not there, because who knows, we'll probably find out the police have access to all this stuff anyway. They're just, you know, maybe this is just the media spin to say, well, I asked her publicly and I got the one from your neighbor's house that doesn't seem to have one, but I got it from him anyway. He took it down the night after. Yeah, that was it. You know, maybe that's happening, but at least on the surface, then going back to the previous argument, yeah, some people are innocent. Probably a bad assumption, but anyway. This one here is yet another AirTag. I would advise people not to have these AirTags. This one here, partially good news, but partially bad news as well. So Apple bolsters AirTag's privacy measures it will offer an Android detector app later this year. So in other words, if I would like to make sure I'm not getting spied on and tracked by an Apple stalker, I have to take my phone and download Apple's app onto my phone to make sure that nobody is spying on me or stalking me. No, Apple. And I bet that if we go and look at this thing, I bet that you're granting Apple a whole lot of permissions. So there you have it, guys. So they say they're upping privacy efforts. Really, all this is going to mean is that the things are going to start beeping in a shorter window. They used to not beep until about 3 days within the range of an individual phone or in a specific location. Now they're not beeping quite that frequently, but what they are going to be doing is after 8 to 24 hours, they're going to start beeping. So the idea is if somebody's stalking you with one of these things, it will start beeping within less than a day. And so that's possibly good news. But the bad news is, well, just download the Android app to see. Well, A, not everybody has a phone. B, no, I don't need to download your stupid app on my device just to find out if your stupid product is being used to stalk me. No. Here's a thought. If you find out somebody's using this, just go back and sue Apple for enabling stalkers. Just include Apple on as a co-defendant on your lawsuit for stalking. Yeah, send Apple over. And then make sure that the lawsuit is jointly and severally liable. At least you have some deep pockets to make sure you get paid. So, yeah, kind of nonsense, but anyway. Now we get into some of the more, maybe not as good ones. Chrome is going to start warning you when you may not want to trust an extension. Ooh. I wonder, is it going to warn you not to trust the flock and all of the other crap that Chrome does on its own? Hey, maybe you should not, if you're concerned about privacy, maybe you should not use Chrome. There you go. So the idea here is that they're going to have, based on the permissions and things, they might warn you, ooh, are you really sure you want to install this dubious app that looks a little suspicious? So, so add weather. Yeah, you get an app called Weather. There you go. Proceed with caution. This extension is not trusted by enhanced safe browsing. Yeah, well, Chrome, you're not trusted by me. What does that say? Anyway, it can read and change all your data on websites you visit. Woohoo! That, by the way, means it is. When a weather app is doing that on websites, it means it's going to be pushing you ads, just by the way. Maybe a little bit of good old-fashioned thinking will help you with this. So, there you go. Badfile.exe may be dangerous. Whoa. You mean badfile.exe is dangerous? Come on, guys. I don't put mine as bad file. I put mine as really wicked virus.exe. There you go. And then I email it to people randomly. That's right. So yeah, if the app is not probably properly vetted or probably paid Google to be there, yeah, you may not want to install this one. How long before it starts saying, hey, install this one instead? It's from one of our trusted partners that's paid us to be here. So that's exciting. That's exciting indeed. And next, Apple is eating our lunch. Google employees admit in a lawsuit that the company made it nearly impossible for users to keep their location private. So this goes back to the lawsuit looking at Google and Android devices and privacy. We talked about it a little bit, and they issued a heavily redacted report. Now, though, we have more of that report. The judge is kind of like, hey, let's just go ahead and unload a lot more of it. And so what it turns out is that the way Google was still tracking your location, you could have turned off location tracking on the Google app and said, oh, no, Maps, you're not allowed to do it. But if you have location services on and there was some other app on your phone, Google could just grab the data from that because, hey, we can see everything going on in all of the apps anyway. And so that's really how they were doing it, is just by saying, well, you didn't give us permission, but you gave, the weather app your permission, and we just went ahead and borrowed the location from over there. So a note to self, guys, if you do not want to be location tracked, now, first and foremost, you'd have to completely turn off your phone, but you can minimize it a lot by keeping the GPS completely off and disabling any and every app from being able to access any location data at all. That is really what the important part is. And so here we have it. And on to our final article for today. Amazon wants your health movements. So Amazon Halo will use your phone's camera to score your movement health. So the Halo, remember, is kind of like the smartwatch that doesn't actually have anything. It's basically just a bracelet that does everything a smartwatch does, only instead of having to produce a screen that you can actually see, everything is transmitted on the app and thereby inside of Amazon's cloud. So you're literally giving every bit of your health data to Amazon when you do this. But then what the phone is going to do differently that Apple Watch and stuff does not do, is this a win for Apple Watch? Wow, check please. I have to defend Apple now. So what they do that Apple is not necessarily doing is, hey, your phone has all these sensors. Let's just go ahead and use all the sensors on your phone. And so that's what they're doing. They're utilizing all of the sensors on the phone. And as they're looking at all the sensors on the phone, they're being able to track all this stuff. And then you can take your camera and you can snap pictures and stuff of yourself. And then it'll be like, hey, your range of motion maybe not look so good. Like, here's a thought. Why don't you go to a physical therapist if you're concerned about that? By the way, guys, never leave a camera around my brother. If you leave a camera around my brother, he picks up and takes a picture of his crotch. And you don't even know it's there. He's done it hundreds of times to people. Fortunately, I've never left my cameras around him. But you gotta be careful. I just thought of that when I thought of this Amazon Halo. Hey, Amazon, how's this working? Snap! I'm telling you guys, this is getting a little bit creepy. Talk about privacy invasion. You may as well give them the size of stuff down there too. All right, so guys, don't use this crap. Stop giving big tech your health data. Take that crap off if it's connecting things. That's why where the particular one I have is the only one I know of that I can pull any data off it and it doesn't connect to anything. You can make it, but I've always made sure that is permanently disabled on the platforms. So anyway, if you'd like to help support the channel, have a look at my affiliates. We are talking here about ExpressVPN, tlm.li/EV. ExpressVPN will allow you to connect your IP address to any number of servers around the world, up to 5 different devices, including having an entire VPN enabled router to encrypt everything on your network. So if you are in need of a VPN, if you travel a lot, if you're at public Wi-Fi frequently, definitely you might need to have a look at a VPN. So with that, have a look at ExpressVPN, tlm.li/EV. Now let's go ahead and have a look at some security news. Alrighty, let's see. Hello, Mr. Dot. How's it going there? Live stream keeps getting paused for whatever reason. Interesting. Hey, Alexa, order unicorn meat. Confirm. There we have it. Somebody, apparently, like, on YouTube, occasionally you get these really crazy and weird commenters and people that hate you and they're looking for a reason to hate you. This guy left a comment the other day. Stop looking at yourself, you self-conscious idiot. Stop looking at myself in the monitoring screen. When I do this, guys, that is actually my news article. My monitoring screen is over here. Article, monitoring screen, article, monitor. And yes, you do actually have to watch your monitoring screen. It's not because I'm narcissist and I like to look at myself. I see to make sure, OBS is still streaming, stuff like that. I just kind of wanted to address that because, yeah, some people are morons. Anyway, let's jump on over to comments. Let's see. I think we did some of that. I did some of these comments. I didn't leave my spot. Let's see. Wear a mask as long as stores use facial recognition. There you go. You'd think I'd be all over this mask thing, but yeah. Internet outages and possible blackouts may cause you to drop rolling distros. Well, Linux Mint's always nice. Catfish may be my favorite Linux program. There you go. Get a court order to get the DNA for crimes. There you go. Yep. Northern Minnesota, 97%. Fahrenheit, 78%. Just swamped us here. Lots of AC. That's right. AirTags on Android just to spy me. Oh no, you're not doing that to me. Yep. I don't want to go, so I just install Yay instead of use Trizon. There you go. Just do Apple 100% of these AirTags. Yeah. Well, the guy who dropped it on you is definitely somewhat culpable too. I don't remember this. We were in Florida 30 years ago. Having oversized AC is normal down there. Yeah. Probably the power grid can more often handle it. Where I'm at here, it's really hilarious because in the peak summer, when it gets really hot and everybody turns on their air conditioning, the power grid, they didn't build the power grid in this neighborhood strong enough and starts blowing up the transformers. It's really hilarious. You'll start hearing it and then everybody loses power, except where I'm at. I think I'm on the neighborhood behind me's grid, so it's kind of funny. But I got solar backup, so, hate these companies with burning passion. Yes. Does my brother have a YouTube channel? No, he does on Twitch. He's twitch.tv/MabusGames. He does video game design over there. Hello, Anna Rita. Lots of crazy out there. All right, well, get your cookies, Anna Rita. Anna Rita, I've had peanut butter cookie dough in my refrigerator all week long, and I never touched it because I made just a little bit to make that cookie dough ice cream, which is amazing, by the way. Light chocolate ice cream with cookie dough shaved in, peanut butter cookie dough shaved in, amazing. And rather than making any more, I say that, and then we found out we're having our right-wing Death Squad church is having a potluck dinner this week, and so I'm like, hey, I'll just use up the rest of those cookie dough making cookies, and there you go. Let's see. Let's see. On an evening walk, I saw a person wearing 3 kufi catchers. Like asking her, not enough there. Yeah. I saw a couple, both wearing kufi catchers, walking through the park. MXO new drive, preparing well in advance. What is Windows getting naggy about? Oh, come on. I can't tell you that yet. You'll hear about what Windows is getting naggy on in the business section. We're not there yet, guys. We're not there yet. Let's see. Channel streams don't work properly sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. You're the only one that I know of having problems. OBS hasn't fouled out yet today. Cookie dough ice cream, honey. Did you listen to that? Yeah, so, all right. So, Anna Rita, follow my ice cream recipe. Only instead of just doing the vanilla, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder to make the light chocolate. And that's a really good chocolate. And I'm finding adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla to 1 tablespoon of chocolate gives you this deep, rich chocolate taste. It is amazing. And then you make peanut butter cookie dough. And then you cool that down, either freeze it or refrigerate it for a while. And then shave it in with a cheese grater as you stir the ice cream. Oh, it is so amazing. That ended up being one, I think that one, and I did a mint candy one were my favorite Memorial Day ice creams from everybody. Hello, Tordo C. How are you doing? All right, wife is listening, so you got that. Why do you need to wear a kufi catcher outside? Why? Because you haven't been following, you have not been following the news this week and hear about how much of a fraud Fauci is. So anyway. With that, let's go ahead and jump on over to security. So just a couple security articles today. First is a little bit of a positive update. Supreme Court reins in the definition of crime under the controversial hacking law. So what happened here is, now of course the sign here is Aaron Schwartz, I think it was. He was a hacker that took literally articles that were published utilizing public funds. He downloaded copies of them and made them available, and he was arrested for hacking, which was a bunch of nonsense. And people have been trying to fight the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act ever since then. And a court case has finally hit the Supreme Court where a police officer used his own valid credentials to get information in a way that was not kosher by his department. They charged him with violating the Computer Fraud Act. And the Supreme Court, while siding with the disciplinary actions that the police department would take for utilizing the credentials in an unauthorized way, they did find that that does not constitute computer hacking. So maybe we are starting to see a twist of the tides here in that maybe we will start to see actually, pedos get more time in jail than computer hackers. We'll put it that way, because while neither one of them is good, we are oftentimes throwing the book at nonviolent people, and we shouldn't be doing that. And so it's interesting to see the Supreme Court taking case at this. You can read about the article. There's a lot of other nuance of this, which we're not going to get into here, but the links for all the articles we have are over on the website and linked in the description of this video. Next, some suspected Chinese hackers breach New York City Transit Authority's computers. What actually happened here is the New York City put in a whole lot of new cameras on a new train that came from China. Well, it really wasn't hacking as much as just accessing the back door that they installed on the software to the cameras that they installed. And so Chinese was able to see everything that was going on in New York, and they end up suspending those particular trains for now. But there was considered a cyber attack, but really, they just got in there and looked. They didn't actually get in there and do anything. It's kind of like, it's just the ADT guy hacking into the couple's bedrooms at night. He was just making sure that nobody broke in while they were doing the horizontal boogie. I mean, really, guys? On, though, to our biggest hack of the week was the meat producers hack. So JBS was hacked. This was a big ransomware hack. Now this is a massive, I think it's like the third largest meat, or it's the largest meat producer. Yeah, world's largest meat producer that produces a third of the meat, guys. We almost had a bacon shortage. Now, we might still have a bacon shortage, but nevertheless, what's happening here is the guys got in there, they crypto ransomed the whole place. But unlike many other groups, these guys actually paid their IT well. The IT knows what's going on, and as of, I think, 2 days ago, they're already back onto full production, and they said they will be completely caught up with back orders by the end of next week. So we should not actually see a meat shortage due to this particular thing. Now, what they did right is they actually had backups. Their backups were on separate servers. They were encrypted in a separate way. And so this company was actually able to, largest meat producer in the world, roll everything back, figure out where their holes were, and get all that stuff plugged out. So that's what caused these guys. But I want you to stop and think about it. Now, I know some of you guys might be a little bit suspect of this person, but Glenn Beck actually just had a video. It was either today, yesterday, I don't know. I don't catch a lot of his stuff, but every now and again he has an interesting one, and he addressed the cybersecurity stuff, and he said this is all the cybersecurity attacks that we're hitting are kind of like the shark bump. That's what he was talking about. And what's interesting about this one here is, remember that Bill Gates, who, by the way, is not a doctor, a scientist, or a politician or an elected official. He's just a rich dude who waves cash at people and goes, "Do what I say." And so he does that. Well, he's been buying up all of the farmland at the same time as telling all of the first world countries, you need to stop producing meat and make artificial synthetic meat. You can't be doing this animal stuff. It's going to kill the whole planet. And so they want all of the first world countries to be eating synthetic meat because we have the science to do it now. I got news for you guys. Don't eat scientific food. Soylent Green is a problem. Don't eat Soylent. It's not healthy. What is considered the healthy American diet is about the most unhealthy thing you can possibly eat. I promise you. And that's what Bill Gates has been doing. So it's very interesting that at the same time, Bill Gates is buying up all of the farmland, and we have this, and he's telling countries to stop producing real meat and stop slaughtering animals to save the planet. We have this attack, a computer attack on all of these things. Maybe someone should look into this. Just saying, I'm not wearing my tinfoil hat today, but there's a few little things lining up here, but I don't know. Y'all leave you guys to come up with those. And if you'd like to support these nonsense tinfoil hat ideas, you can head on over to Subscribestar and find me over on subscribestar.com/switchedtolinux. You can jump in over there and help support the channel. We also have Patreon, TOMM, and we have thinklifemedia.com. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Alrighty, I forgot to mention earlier, we are going to be doing a brief look at OpenSUSE 15.3 Leap tomorrow at noon, premiering. So you can have a look over there. Hello, Gary. Greetings to you. Channel Witch. Yeah, Mr. Dot. Your text is too hard to read, Mr. Dot. You should change it back. I'm not going to try and read that right now. All right, you got it. All right, Anna Rita's got the recipe. All right, that's quite amazing. Just wrote it down in the recipe books. There you go. There you go. Yeah, might have to get you my peanut butter cookie dough recipe, but oh well. Remember, I came here to chat and said that I love Manjaro. Very cool. Very cool. I don't. For some reason, I don't. Want the Ghostbusters backpack for fresh air and the Koofy catcher mask. There you go. Scooby diving. Yeah. Remember when a man in Colorado was listed as a Koofy death when the coroner said, no, he was actually shot to death. My only thought was, man, that's fun shooting people now. I know, right? It's getting bad out there. Well, she said when she retires, she's going to volunteer at a bakery just to get baking recipes. There you go. You might be sworn to secrecy, though. I think I still have the carrot cake recipe from when I worked at the bakery. I memorized all these things. XFCE is going to be more enticing than cinnamon in several distros. I don't know. I doubt that. It's still based on an old code base. Rand Paul is not going to give up investigating on the Fauci. Yep. I think my wife went to the wrong career as she has been a baker. Yep. Should have been a baker. All right. No. Yeah. We got to call the police. Like, you got to turn those meat places back on. I need my bacon. Plastic mean? Meat? Yeah, Bill Gates wants us all to eat artificial meat. Bill Guy, the mechanical engineer guy who read a script on a show, as another expert. Oh, yeah. That guy's a moron. That's his book has probably, I think, one of only 3 books ever that I didn't barrow through. It was so nonsensical, so full of garbage, I just tossed it in the trash can. At least the other ones I said, nah, not for me, and put them back, you know. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, that guy's a moron. Let's see. Human compost is now legal in several states. So are you talking about the waste from composting toilet, or are you talking about like actually composting humans? That'd be very interesting. Hannibal's compounding. Don't farm animals. Where's the manure going to come from for the plants? Yeah, it's a very good question. Yeah, you got to synthetically, chemically create that as well. Bill Gates is saying it is healthier when it is not, so people get sick, so he makes millions. I know, right? Okay, I know Gates is like, he's like, come on, cows are more polluting than cars. All right, Bill Gates, you go ahead and spend a night in the garage with a car. I'll go ahead and spend the night in the garage with a cow. And in the morning, we'll go ahead and compare notes. There you go. Built from scratch better. JBS, Burger King broke into McDonald's DLC's processing recipes. Is this really concerning anyone except bacon, lockers, puppy trees? Microsoft is teasing. Yeah, a lot of people were teasing that Windows 11 stuff, but I'm not including it in the news because it's just, ooh, we're going to tease something in 2 weeks. Well, in 2 weeks, when you have something to say, I'll include it in my news. I mean, what is this? Clickbait Central? Yeah. Wouldn't buy any hardware or a computer until the market goes back to normal. Yeah, I mean, you can still get some good used deals. I don't know. I'm thinking about selling my A8 5500 computer here. I should be getting in my mini PC to replace it soon, so I need to test that for a few weeks. Just FYI, my OBS is teetering with the red line, so if there's a little bit of lagginess, that would be why. Because my internet sucks. Manjaro last year, too buggy for you. All right. Had your first Fauci ouchie last week. I'll pray for you. Rockin' Susie since before it was open. There you go. Humans being compost. Okay. Human bodies. Very nice. Feed plants with other fermented plants. Okay. Not as well, though. Electricity back on midnight. Then I'll be installing MX. All right. Archbase Manjaro. I like just install apps. There you go. Yeah, Windows 11. Who cares? Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty. Business news. Business news. All right. Where is my affiliate? I got the coof. Still waiting on Windows 9, huh? All right, let's get started. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business and the silly editions. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you would like to catch the show live and participate with the nonsense as it happens. But with that, let's go ahead and get diving right on into the news. First, Amazon devices will soon automatically share your internet with neighbors. This is kind of like your last warning. I think is it the June 8th. That's 4 days from when I'm recording this. Probably if you're watching this not live, it will be 2 days from when you were watching this live. This system, the sidewalk system, will be turned on, and unless you explicitly have opted your systems out, it is going to give a sub-level access of internet that you have to other people. So if you are on a seriously metered connection, definitely turn that crap off, because it's going to allow other people to use your internet. So if they're walking down the road with your particular Amazon device, of some Amazon device that they have, it'll connect automatically to your Amazon devices through all of the stuff that you have out there as well, basically producing a giant mesh net. Now, they are saying that it limits it to 500 megabytes and 80 kbps. So that will eat into some people's bandwidth. I mean, here in America, we have crappy internet with bandwidth limits. So there you go. So let's see. Total monthly data at 500 and instantaneous bandwidth of 80 kbps. But that is how much could possibly be shared. Now, when I have here, I don't have a data cap at this point in time. We might eventually have a 1 terabyte on Comcast. I probably won't have Comcast by then. I'm looking into some of the cellular internet connections right now, and I have a product I will probably be reviewing soon. These guys are very limited to how much internet. And if that is you, you need to take note that you could be sharing some of your precious internet with some fool walking down the street with an Alexa device. So you got to be careful with that. So what you need to do is head on in, open up the Alexa app, open more and selecting settings, selecting account settings, select Amazon Sidewalk, and turn Amazon Sidewalk off. This is opt out. Everybody will be automatically turned on and running Sidewalk on June 8th unless you explicitly turn it off. And I would advise everybody to do that so that Amazon abandons this plan of nonsense. So with that, let's move on over to the next Amazon story. And that is that after 75,000 Echo arbitration demands, Amazon now lets you sue it. They're basically dropping the requirement for arbitration because, as Patreon figured out, if people run en masse at arbitration complaints, you will go bankrupt. And Amazon is realizing that. Now, I'm not sure they're necessarily going bankrupt, but 75,000 times we're forcing you into arbitration, so we're paying for it, really means a whole lot of money. Now, what is this related to? This is important because in the privacy section this week, we talked about the Halo and the health data and all these types of things. Well, this is tied to your Amazon Alexa devices recording information and sending that data to other people to actually hear, listen, and analyze. People did not like this, and they had received thousands of complaints, and Amazon said, well, you can't sue us. You got to go through arbitration. So they grouped together with a lawyer who battles companies that fight with arbitration agreements, and he got the arbitration shut down because when all 75,000 of you come at once, it's a really massive bill. And so Amazon is dropping its arbitration in response to the fact that people are suing Amazon en masse over Alexa collecting and storing data. Who would have thought a smart speaker collects, stores, analyzes data, and uses it for other purposes? If only there were a person on the internet who told you about that. Oh, that's right. I did. You guys want to listen now? Stop using these stupid, smart connecting devices. There's no earthly reason to use this crap. It's a bunch of nonsense. All it's doing is giving your data in more refined, more usable chunks to these companies. Stop it. Stop it. We need to stop doing this stuff, guys. This is not good for us. Stop it. But it's so convenient. I can play music from across the room. Well, good for you, Sparky. If you need to play music from across the room, you could probably lose a few calories, get up, walk over, and change the music yourself. I mean, you're doing it from your phone anyway, most of y'all. So what are you talking about from across the room? Your phones are permanently attached to you. You may as well get one of those IR transplants. But there you have it. Amazon is now dropping its arbitration because lots of people ganged up on them and said, hey, you want forcing arbitration, huh? That's going to be expensive fast. Well, Facebook is to end special treatment for politicians after Trump. And by the way, if you didn't notice, breaking today, Facebook has said, oh yeah, Trump is going to be banned until July 7th or January 7th, 2023. Oh, right after the midterm elections. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. In other words, basically what Facebook is doing right now is, hey guys, we control the narrative. The people will get into office who say get into office. The people have platforms if we say we have platforms. If you don't like what they have to say, create your own platform for us to disband. They created their own platform. It was called Parler, and all y'all guys colluded and got it kicked off. They came back, fortunately. Or unfortunately, depending on your point of view. But guys, just in case you're a libtard, you're like, oh my God, Trump needs banned. Trump said go home peacefully. Okay? Maxine Waters said if they don't do exactly what we want, get into the cities and burn them down. She's on Facebook. Trump is not. I'm not a huge Trump fan necessarily, but I got news for you guys. This is not about Trump. This is not about anything but a political agenda. And this is Facebook taking one more step to say, you know why they're doing this? They're doing this because they could not find a way around the Florida law. So they're saying, nope, there's no special treatment for anybody. Very interesting. Very interesting. Guys, Facebook only exists because you guys use it. As long as you guys are using Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, Facebook is going to get more powerful. You want to see Facebook die? Stop using it. But my family, stop using it. If your family likes you, they'll contact you another way. Get off of this stuff. Get off of it. When everyone gets off of it, it goes away. That's what happens. All right, a couple Microsoft stories now, because we're all getting riled up here. I'll get these comments now. I see it. So damn, man. Yeah, no. People like this old classic switch to Linux. I figured I'd bring it back for a little bit anyway. YouTube doesn't like what I'm doing anyway, may as well. So anyway, Windows, maybe this is a good thing or not, maybe it's about time. Windows finally releases a package manager. About time. Windows Package Manager 1.0. So there we have it, 2021. They finally have a package manager that's very much like any package manager in Linux. So this is called WinGet. You can do WinGet and search for things. WinGet install Candy Crush. Oh no, never mind. That's just automatically installed. So you can go ahead and install it from the App Store, of course, and then you can use this if you happen to want to manage your applications on Windows in the terminal. Some people like that. Some people don't like that. I think there's a little bit less use case scenario for the terminal in Windows as it is, or command line in Windows as the terminal is in Linux. But nevertheless, at least they finally have something, although it's Windows. Why do we care? Well, Windows, though, really wants you using its own products. So if you go over and you explicitly change your default web browser to something other than Edge, or if you explicitly change your search engine to anything other than Bing, Windows is like, hey, you want to change? Hey, you want to change back? Hey, you want to change back? Hey, you want to change back? Big pop-up. You want to change back? You want to change back? So you'd figure that Microsoft would get the lesson that nobody wants to see this nonsense. In fact, somebody posted a video on the, I think it's on the YouTube channel's YouTube section on the, or video section on the Discord channel. It was hilarious places that the Windows messages showed up on like billboards and stuff. It was quite hilarious. But this article actually had a really good one down here. Now here's the pop-up. Bing! Microsoft recommends different browser settings. Do you want to change them? What you'll get, search gives you back time and money. Fast and secure search results with Bing. In other words, if you've explicitly set your search engine to something other than Bing, it gives you annoying, nagging pop-ups to change you back to Bing. Notice what's not here? No, I don't want to use Bing. That's why I turned it off to begin with, you stupid morons. That's not on here. No, you have yes, change the settings, or maybe later. Maybe later means I'm going to annoy you another time in about 2 or 3 more minutes. And that's exactly what Microsoft is doing. So have a look at this. This is just a glorious piece of art here.
Now, like Super Dollar has been indicating locally heavy amounts of rainfall across Microsoft recommends upgrading to Windows 10. What should I do?
Yay!
Don't you love when that pops up, huh? Anyway, over an inch has fallen across
Windows
southwest
7,
Iowa, and we will be keeping track of that as the morning goes along
gets
here,
better,
too. So, what's going on with my clicker now? Okay, the winds have been very gusty overnight as well. It's the Windows 10, right? That's what people are going to say. Don't do it.
So there we have it, guys. It's like, this is the annoying part. Like, dude, this is why Windows sucks. I am in the middle of something. Stop giving me pop-ups from the operating system level. Especially annoying ones like, hey, you should use this new operating system that's been out for years and you clearly haven't changed to it. Hey, we see you explicitly change your settings. You want to change them back? Do it now or I'll annoy you later. Windows, screw you. This is why I switched to Linux. So there we have it, guys. Well, if you want to help support the channel, we do have a series of affiliates today. We are highlighting Linode, tlm.li/Linode. You can use my affiliate code here to get $100 credit, which is good for 60 days. You can spin up any number of Linodes that you want in that time. Utilize $100, figure out how to do things. You can do this to host your own Nextcloud, your own VPN, or a whole lot of other things. I actually moved 30 clients to it on a cPanel build. That's how well Linode's working. It works better than the other systems I've been using. A2 hosting was also very good, but Linode allowed me to do it a little bit better with the cPanel license changes. So anyway, have a look over at Linode at tlm.li/Linode. Now, guys, let's get silly. Alrighty. Cat's down there screaming again. Windows, let's see, Windows Package Manager 30 behind RRC. Absolutely. Let's see. Use Windows for some software. Unfortunately, Bing pops up everywhere. Try to lock it down. It keeps coming back. I know, right? It's hilarious now. You listen to a lot of YouTube streams on YouTube. You can definitely tell who's using Windows because you'll hear the Windows sound ubiquitously showing up on your videos. Sorry, man. I should switch to Linux. It'd be fun if I just go ahead and create a little program that in the background will just randomly play a Windows sound, see if anyone catches on. It'll be Linux, but you know. Anyway. All right, let's see. With Manjaro, you can universally do a lot more than Windows. Yep. Still waiting on Windows 9 to come out. Yeah. Figure out how much VRAM the graphics had. It should be one gig. If I look at my system resources, the computer has 6 gigs of RAM. The computer's reporting 5 gigs of RAM and 1 gig of video. So I'm guessing the VRAM is going to be 1. You can patent your land if you have a family member buried in your ground. Ooh, there you go. Arch just updated Pac-Man now. I'm afraid to update. Uh-oh. Is that what I have to look forward to tomorrow? Windows with telemetry really sucks, yeah. Windows is now 128-bit and will not be released until Intel goes under. Business and Sillyville bundle, that's right. All our Sillyville are kind of tech-related, too. It's kind of funny. Boss says we have to wear masks until everyone working here has the Fauci ouchie. But with the turnover rate, I just don't see a region. Yeah, I mean, go print out the actual data and say, like, you want me to... No. Find a new job. Amazon not thinking about people who have caps on their internet plans and not making people aware of it. Yeah, that's it. Windows from 8 to 10 became bloat stuff. Yeah. It's probably always been bloat, but it became more noticeable. Popped up in your face. How long it take for 64-bit Windows to catch up with 64-bit processors? No, I think that 64-bit Windows were probably always there. Way back about 15 years ago, it was very common for your processors to have dual architecture to support that. But even most of my dual architecture processors still ran 64-bit versions of Windows when I bought them. Pac-Man can now download many things at the same time, so it's a good update, but still waiting a week or two to update. Oh, boy. Reminded me about the opt-out of Amazon Wi-Fi sharing. Yes, indeed. Like my stuff, buttery smooth consistency. Not till you try 4K HD video on Android Windows dual boot device, you see how much bloat Windows has. Windows obsolete just keeps getting worse. Yeah, it is. It's just getting worse. Fire, fire, fire. Work still use it. I yell at all more. Someone started supporting Windows XP, I'd use it, yeah. Lost for me, not for the... Learned to custom build since 97. Built with Intel platform, MMX, Sound Blaster, Windows 98 Pro. Yeah, I built some computers in that era too. Most Facebook users don't know any better or just don't care about their privacy. I don't use Facebook since 5 years ago. Got Skype and Twitter if anyone wants to keep in contact. Yeah, I haven't turned on Skype in a long time. Element has really taken Skype's place for me. Need me? You have my phone numbers and email, so no need for Facebook. Yep. Hello, Ben. Greetings, greetings. And remember the Pentium 3 processor? Yes. Life got stressful since I did that. And back in those days. Updates in Windows 8.1 are way more stable than 10. Yeah, Telegram is a great program for families to stay in touch, share pictures. There you go. Microsoft execs gave Epstein his jet. Yeah, particularly one Gates like Microsoft exec. Yeah. Mainline Windows is becoming more and more needed if commands are long and complex. Okay. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I haven't used Windows since version 7, really. Now, Facebook friends, most of them are family. They're not tech savvy or privacy activists. Yeah, but if you can't be tech savvy or privacy, you at least know how to call somebody on the phone. That's what I'm saying. Windows start becoming annoying. I have a future projection. I will see lots of Windows computers out the window. Yeah. The way I learned to custom build PCs from a former coworker at a job. He came with a small side bag with electric parts, and I questioned him to do computers. Yeah, you know, here's something I just thought of over how the technology is injuring us. So by serendipity, I was dropping off a bunch of stuff at a garage sale. A friend of mine was having a garage sale, and I had my truck with me, so. I go down there and drop off a bunch of stuff, and right at that time somebody shows up and wants to buy a lot of big things. I'm like, well, I can fit all that in the truck. So she's like, literally, this woman did not know how to get back to her house from where we were without Google Maps. She lived 4 blocks away. So I said, real nice lady though, and I said, well, what's your address? Irwin. Okay, think about that. Okay, I know right where that is. Okay, tell me the color of your house. All right, good. See you there. Okay. She's like trying to text me a Google Maps link or something. Like, I can't access Google Maps on my phone. What are you... I know where you're at. Just follow me. Literally, she followed me back to her house. Learn how to use maps, people. Oh boy. Frost Ranger, greetings. Seriously though, if there are third-party Windows package managers called Chocolatey. Yes, there is an unofficial one called Chocolatey. It's very tasty. Hello. How far down are we on our comments? If I made Microsoft doors, would I get sued? Maybe. I don't know. Windows 10 Special Linux Edition. Disney knew Fauci years ago. Dexter's Lab was based on who? Yeah, there you go. Well, given Linux gaming isn't what Windows is by comparison, I still cannot fully switch to Linux in your case. All right. But you have an Arch distro, so it's all good. Learned custom build since 97. Built Intel. Yep. All right. Hardcore gamer. Linux having 6 is causing some issues. You want to check on that before you update? Okay. I will push off updates for another week. Person got sick of Arch, having personally fix it, etc. Got tiresome, frustrated to the core. Back to Ubuntu. Oh, okay. Back to Ubuntu. All right. I guess you don't have a justification anymore. Sorry, man. Lineage OS eliminates all the Kofi tracking stuff. I don't know. I believe it does, but I don't know for sure, to be perfectly honest. I don't use new versions of Android. What are you talking about? Does channel have a matrix room? Not yet, but it's on the target when I'm done with the super secret project. Update Pac-Man 6 after a couple polykits. Let's see. Just play NBA Live 98-200 with the custom building PC and Voodoo video card. I remember Voodoo video cards, yeah. You know how to fix their cars, but can't be bothered to learn how to fix their own computers. Yeah, I think you should learn how to fix both. That was why we didn't get a stream out. Was it Wednesday? Tuesday? I forget. Tuesday? Yeah, I don't know. I had a minor car thing to do this week, so I was like, I skipped out on a video one day this week because of it. So I was like, I gotta go fix a car. Whoa, I hit the bottom. Is it worth price building a custom laptop? Honestly, I don't know. NBA Live 2000. Yeah, I figured it was 2000. I didn't think they had NBA Live 200. That'd be a really they'd be playing with stones or something, boulders, be throwing boulders around. I don't know. Let's go to Sillyville. I got to get the coof out. All right, got the coof out. So first up in Sillyville, Lithuania and Vilnius built a portal to each other to keep people connected. That's right. And they modeled it off a portal. Is that the video game or is there a TV show? I don't know. Let me know. I'll have to ask my friend. So, yeah, basically it's just a super expensive webcam going down the main street. So, yeah, they built Portal. Why? Because I guess that's from Stargate. Is that from Stargate? Okay. So they built it because they need to. The people they're not connecting well anymore because they're not allowed to be in the vicinity of each other, and so in order to keep the cities close and not lose contact with each other, they have a portal. So you can go up to the creepy portal, the creepy always on webcam in the middle of the city and stare into it and look at the person in the other city in their creepy webcam staring at theirs. So okay. All right. Anyone from Poland out there can let me know how this thing works. If you're in one of these two cities, go let me know. Send me an email. Tell me how the portal works. I'm just curious to know. Poland to allow people to view each other in real time, meant to inspire new ideas of unity. Check, please. No. If I want to inspire new ideas of unity, how about being in the room together? What are you afraid of? The 0.001% chance you might keel over and die? I don't know. Well, over in the UK, the police discovered a Bitcoin mine that they suspected was a cannabis farm. So, if you want to look at what might be going on in a cannabis farm, you look for radiating heat, you look for a lot of electricity, certain spectrums of electromagnetic radiation. In fact, Wendell at Level 1 Tech, he's actually said police showed up on his door a few times, thinking that he might be having a farm down there because of the number of computers he had at his personal residence. He's like, oh, no, not at all. Come on in and have a look, Like, all right. Well, they had all of the signs, all of the symptoms of a cannabis farm. They bust on in the door with their search warrants and just find a Bitcoin mine. Whoops. Which is not technically illegal. I think they did say they seized some computers though that did not make any arrests. Mine was stealing thousands of pounds. Oh, this is actually why they did bust in and seize the computers, because it wasn't tied into somebody's house. They were actually pulling from the city's electric grid. That's actually what caused the raid to begin with. So the mine was stealing thousands of pounds worth of electricity from the main supply. They searched the unit on May 18th. On the back of intelligence that led them to believe it was used as a cannabis farm. They had all the classic signs. However, the police officers found a bank of 100 computers and 0 plants upon entering the building. So they had all of these, 100 of these little custom-built computers mining Bitcoin. So all these classic signs, they said. Certainly not what we were expecting. And all the trademarks of a cultivation setup. It was only the second such crypto mine we've encountered in West Midlands. And they had a listing of all this stuff down here. My understanding is mining cryptocurrency itself is not illegal, but clearly extracting electricity from the main line to support its power is. So they seized the computer equipment, but they did not actually make any arrests at this time. So there you go, guys. If you are thinking of building yourself a Bitcoin mine or a cryptocurrency mine of some form or another, recognize the potential that you could be pinned for growing something else. Of course, just move it on into like Colorado or some state where it's all legal and hey, you'll be all fine. Of course, I'm not sure you can even do that. Now on to our feature article in Sillyville today. Norton 360 is already sucked. It's pretty much sucked from the beginning of time. It is a giant system hog. It completely destroys your computer's resources and probably shortens the length of your computer and really doesn't do any better than anything else. If you're on Windows, you need a Defender system, just use Windows Defender. They already have access to all your information and you know what? Whatever else. So anyway, now, and they're selling this as a feature, it will let you mine Ethereum cryptocurrency. And they're putting this in the marketing stuff as it's a good thing. Literally, our program sucks so bad, it already completely is a detriment to your system's performance. So let's just go ahead and turn on Ethereum mining in the background because your system already sucks with our product on it. Literally, and it doesn't profit you, by the way. It all goes to them. This is like tier level con job right here. This is how you know you have a stupid customer base when you can pull this off and be profitable. Norton LifeLock has added the ability to mine Ethereum cryptocurrency directly within the Norton 360 antivirus program as its way to protect users from malicious mining software. I don't know how it maliciously protects, except for the fact it slows the system down. Nothing's like, they're like, dude, we wanted to go ahead and install our virus on this computer, but it's so stinking slow, it won't benefit us. Don't even bother, you know? So it's called Norton Crypto. We'll be rolling out tomorrow. Oh, Lord, this is already out. To Norton 360 users enrolled in Norton's early adopt program. The crypto is enabled. The software will enable the graphics card to mine for Ethereum, which can then be transferred into a Norton wallet hosted on the cloud. It's not clear if every device running Norton Crypto is mining independently or as part of a pool of other users for getting a greater chance of earning it. As the difficulty of mining Ethereum by yourself is high, Norton users will likely be pooled together for a greater chance of mining a block. If Norton is operating a pool for this new feature, it may take a small fee of all Ethereum mined as a common among the pool operators, making a new feature revenue generator for the company. Oh, look at that. I guess maybe you can take, I guess maybe you do benefit a little bit, but they take some, I guess. I don't know. I just think it's stupid to take a program that already destroys your system resources and makes it even worse. And FYI, guys, just because your system's mining Ethereum on one process doesn't mean another process can't get in there and mine it too. Just saying, you know, computers are kind of tricky this way that they can't actually do multiple things at the same time. This is part of the problem. So yeah, I would highly not recommend doing this. I would probably, if you have Norton installed, I would probably go ahead and just uninstall it now and just use Windows Defender. It's going to be just as good, not quite a system as heavy, and it doesn't do stupid stuff like try and convince you to mine money on its behalf, utilizing your system and your services. What is this, nonsense hour? Yeah, that's right. We are in Sillyville. Well, if you want to help support the channel, we do have Patreon. Patreon will help support our Linux, our Christian, and our writing stuff if I ever get back to the writing channel again, but, you know, stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Anyway, we do have Patreon, patreon.com/TOMM. You can find me on over there, and you can jump on in, help support the channel. So with that, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. And the cat is howling again. Cat, shut up. All right. Duct tape the mask to the plane. What? Emulators work perfectly on Linux, though. Steam Gate, certain AAA games, Epic Game Store, lots of those do not work in Wine or VMs. All right. How can I build a custom laptop? Yeah, it's actually possible. Not quite as versatile. I need a portal, get me off this planet, take me to Mars. Yeah. Sadly, their portal doesn't take you anywhere. It just, you know, shows you pictures of other places. Yay also broke after Pac-Man 6 update, but I think they have an update to fix it. Yeah, I'm going to wait a couple weeks. I usually update my computer on Saturday. I'm going to skip tomorrow and update it next Saturday instead. Personally don't wish to install Wine or something extra. Yep. Original Portal comes from TV series Star Trek. Was it Star Trek or Stargate? I didn't ever watch an episode of Stargate either. Self games will work well on Linux. All right. Those Linux distros that got all the Facebook, Google, Amazon after installing OS are not recommended. Yeah. Distros. Linux distros that got Facebook, Google, Amazon after installing OS, not recommended. Yeah. Wife just asked me, Anna, how do you pay bills with Bitcoin? I said, beats me. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. Trade your Bitcoin in for real money? Or I guess, no, correction. Trade your Bitcoin in for other fake money that's usable by society. How's that? Shame my dad continues to pay for Norton makes me want to puke. Uh-oh. Where's the fire? Yeah, you missed some fire earlier. Norton was considered one of the first viruses back then. Yeah, like, I think, do you still have to download an uninstall tool to remove Norton from your computer? At one point in time, you had to. Norton's making a huge botnet virus. That's right. Yes, it is. You can run Resident Evil games. I love all Resident Evil games, all right? Mentioned use GPU, so I assume they're using multiple processes. I don't know. See you later, Tordo C. You're still live, bro. I'm still live. We're probably still live for just another few minutes. I got to finish up the rest of these comments and feed the beast. Favorite show? Look forward to it all week. Well, thank you, Mr. Massachusetts. I look forward to doing it, too. One of the only shows I prepare all week for, actually. Except when I do a tinfoil hat time. Jeffrey's talking about the Guardian of Forever and Star Trek. I don't know. I can't say I've watched many Star Trek. I think my mother dragged me to Star Trek 3 in the movie theater when I was like, I don't know, a toddler or something. And it completely soured me off of Star Trek. It was like the most boring time I ever had in my life. I know, that's kind of frightening. It completely breaks the mold. Most of those computer tech geeks love Star Trek. Nah, not a fan. Although I haven't watched enough to know if I'm a fan or not, to be honest. But I don't feel like I'm missing anything in my life, so. I did finally watch Aliens. You guys sent me Aliens. I watched Aliens. And it was good. I watched them all. It was good. Linux is the best antivirus. Stargate copied the idea of Portalgate. Stargate 1 uses water as a travel platform. Okay. What if the antivirus is a virus? Oh, I got an Alex Jones picture over there on Discord now. We're gonna be canceled. We're gonna be canceled. Alex Jones is on my platform. All right, let's go ahead and feed the beast, and then we'll get out of here. Hey, beast. You know what time it is, right? You know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? It's time to feed the beast. You see it? There's a double catter down there, but I'm not sure you can see her. All righty. Well, that wraps us up. Tomorrow noon, we're doing a brief look at the OpenSUSE Leap 15.3. And then we'll be off until, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday or so. Somewhere around there. So anyway, guys, we will catch you guys later. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And have yourself, I guess I said all that, didn't I? Anyway, look at a cat. I'll say goodbye.